Welcome back to In and Around North Bay, and today we're not in the North Bay of California, we're in Anaheim. We're at Disneyland because right now Disney is celebrating 100 years of their company, and we wanted to drop into Disneyland to see some of those sites, but most importantly, it's May, and that means it is Star Wars month at Disneyland. May the 4th be with you has now expanded to an entire month of activities and things to do, as well as some things to buy, and we want to show some of those things to you today. So let's just start taking a look around. We're going to show you some of the rides we went on, some of the events that were happening, as well as some really cool things you could pick up. Now, if you've ever been to Disneyland, you know that it is a busy place. You're probably going to be shoulder to shoulder with lots of folks at almost every point in the day. Having said that, in the evening, when you go to Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars land here at Disneyland, it is surprisingly quiet and surreal. It has a great atmosphere. It just kind of sets the tone of the place. Something that I highly recommend in just walking around and kind of getting a feeling for what is the Star Wars energy that is here at Disneyland. And here we are, we're about to get on probably the most popular ride at Galaxy's Edge, the Rise of the Resistance. And this is a ride that frankly I have not had some great experiences with in the past because the line can be rather long, and unfortunately this ride seems to break down a lot. There was one time we were in the standby queue for about 3 hours. And if you have little kids, you know that that is not a great thing to do. That's not going to give them a very positive feeling about being at Disneyland. Thankfully, this time we were on in 50 minutes. It was great. It was wonderful. Really re-energized my love for this ride. So there's a lot to check out at Disneyland proper in Galaxy's Edge, but also if you go to downtown Disney, which is the street just outside of Disneyland, it's free. You don't have to have a park ticket, lots of restaurants and places to buy some things. There are a number of different Star Wars related items that might be of interest to you. First, I thought this was really cute. I don't have a dog, but if you need a dog bed that looks a bit like Baby Yoda's carrier, well, they've got one here for you. We also wanted to take a look at the Lego shop, knowing that they are going to 100% have some Star Wars exclusive Lego toys there. I went over to the Star Wars Trading Outpost and I found this poster. I love Max Rebo, one of the musicians, fictional musicians in Star Wars. This beautiful print here. Unfortunately, this one was $229, but they did have some cheaper versions that you could buy, as well as this really cool pin that has Max Rebo, Jabba, and the whole gang. We also saw that when they were making some of those candied apples, really cool, they of course had some that looked like Baby Yoda. So you can have all of your Star Wars toys and treats and posters right there at downtown Disney. I've said it before, but Star Tours is my favorite ride at Disneyland. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. And of course, we were going to have to go on this a couple of times in the single day that we were at Disneyland, knowing that, hey, it's Star Wars month. Let's get in as many of the different side adventures that Star Tours can take you on. And I still feel that the queue for this ride is one of the best that Disney has ever done. That you've got this giant room where you see C-3PO and R2-D2. It feels it's themed like an airport. It's themed like a place that, yeah, we're all just getting in line to get on a ship to travel to a new world. And the fact that every single time you take a ride, it's going to bring you to a different location. There's going to be different things within the ride itself that is going to make every ride unique. I really love that. And I think even though it's a couple decades old, it still feels great. I just love seeing these robots, these droids, every single time I go through the line. And of course, we got DJ Rex, or at least a version of him, still in a crate. And now that the Galaxy's Edge has been open for some time, it's pretty easy just to walk up to do the droid building activity. It does cost a bit amount of money. It's about $100 to build your own droid, but it's a lot of fun. And of course, we got other rides at Disneyland that are Star Wars related. We have the Smuggler's Run, which is basically the Millennium Falcon ride. It's not a ride that I think has been super popular with Star Wars fans, but I still find that this is just some incredible theming and a wonderful experience. Just the way that you kind of get introduced to the Millennium Falcon. You walk in and all of a sudden you're within that ship itself. And my children, they love it every single time. They always want to be pilots. They're not very good at it, but of course they have a lot of fun doing it. It's just a really cool experience. I think it's great. So Galaxy's Edge is pretty quiet at night, partially because Rise of the Resistance closes about 8 or 9 o'clock, but what you get is a quiet area where the sounds of Star Wars are all around you, and frankly, I think one of the best spots to actually see the fireworks show. I don't want to go to Main Street, I don't want to be crammed in with everyone right by the castle. I want to hear Star Wars and see the fireworks come up over this land. It almost feels like the end of Return of the Jedi. I think it's a really great place if you want to experience the fireworks, but you don't want to be crammed in with everyone else. And as we were leaving the park, we realized we've never actually been inside the Grand California Hotel. This is the kind of premier hotel at this Disneyland resort. It's rather expensive. I've never stayed there. It's like $450 a night, but you are allowed to just go into the lobby. They have a restaurant there. They have a number of different icons that are Disney related. We saw this incredible singer that was performing for the entire room. It was just a great place to kind of enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy what this hotel has to offer, before we ended up going back to our hotel, which was not quite as nice, but you know what? It was good enough. And lastly, my kids insisted that I show you all the Star Wars toys that they've collected over the years every time they go to Disneyland, and so there they are. Until next time, everyone.